Welcome to OGM, the Hidden Science. We are not talking about aliens, mysteries, ghosts and other bullshit like mermaids or time traveling. More, we are going to talk about Charles Darwin's hidden animals. Charles Darwin published the evolution theory in 1859, raising sensation and polemics, and much dangerous the church disdain. But recent discoveries seen on Nature show the possible activation of silent genes in DNA from environment influence, so some creatures can mutate during their life. Is it possible that Darwin didn't notice it? Known in the scientific community as a genius, can we think that Darwin was a clown, a goofball, a dick? In effect, his bot's name was Dumb. Or at the time was too dangerous showing the truth to the world, and better was to hide it. Charles Darwin's statue in Shrewsbury in England raised many scientists' curiosity due to some incongruities. Someone admired the melting, someone the haircut, one the foot number, someone even tried to kiss him. But what we should keep an eye on is the parchment stack on the books at his feet. To increase the mystery, the statue shown at the London Natural History Museum has not parchments, and it's also dirtier. What is the parchment? Why over and therefore more important than its books? I mean, over stands for more important, or not? But not high, under, hide it, at the left. Why? The parchment was an evidence on how to find the secret book of Charles Darwin, and OGM, after years of searching and detailed studies, got an interpretation. A code book, with a description of so absurd creatures that was unimaginable to be inserted in the evolution theory. What about these creatures? Do they still exist? Did they disappear? Did they hide or they are extincted? They still are present, and at OGM we found them and we observed and studied them. But seriously, not with the font, seeing just pixels and the black shadow moves and the voice scream, the monster, and it's a bullshit. The first incredible life form described by the biologist has a bizarre name that drafts the entire behavior line: the Saltatio latrine, or in English, the toilet jumper, a creature that can be really dangerous. Rio Orinoco, Central Amazonia. Along this river grows a plant very rare by now, the acacia penis shape. The acacia fruit has a really singular shape that strictly reminds the penis of an adult Homo sapiens specimen. The fruit, rich in water, periodically empties its contents in the river with a modality very similar to the human urination. The Morocco Indian, a shy local population, gave it the name of a slipper or the shame fruit. In these waters lives also a mysterious creature, strictly linked with the fruit of the acacia penis shape, the toilet jumper. The acacia fruit belongs to the toilet jumper food chain, for reasons not regarding the nutrition. The Saltatio latrine is in fact a sequential hermaphrodite. He changes his sex more times in his existence. In order to fecundate his eggs, set down between mangrove roots, the toilet jumper needs to become a male through the stimulation of a powerful hormone released by a gland situated in the armpit. The gland releases the hormone only receiving the right stimulation when the animal suffers a strong emotional strain, typically when he completed an attack, biting the acacia penny-shaped fruit hanging on the Orinoco's muddy waters. The Saltatio latrine rocket out of the water, jumping up to 5 feet height. As the jaws grip the fruit, the toilet jumper's satisfaction is so intense that the gland nearly explodes, releasing huge quantity of the hormone in the blood, and the captivated toilet jumper collapses in the water. But the ass sleeper was also part of the local population diet, and it is almost disappeared. The extraordinary toilet jumper ability to adapt gave the solution to a massive extinction. In the forest, there are no toilets, and in a village, the hygiene is very important to survive. Therefore, you piss in the river. For hundreds of years, the Morocco had been pouring urine from the glowing shores of the Orinoco River. But a man pissing is practically identical to an acacia penny-shaped fruit, especially from underwater. There are many depositions of Indians surprised by a toilet jumper while pissing in the river, badly wounded. Therefore, now the piss in the forest, and the toilet jumper had to adapt once again. Thanks to the great sense of hearing, he can detect a single urine drop falling in the water from thousands of yards away, and he followed the river back to the city and his sewer. And finally, the toilet jumper learned to jump out of a WC. The number of attacks grew exponentially, and the ridiculous stories about insane streetwalkers biting couldn't explain the number of poor devils running to the emergency with a creased penis bleeding. A few questions more, and many confessed that while pissing, a green monster had rocked out of the toilet and bited them on the pecker and then disappeared in the dark. The modern toilet jumper is an aggressive and dangerous animal, nearly blind, that infests half of the South American sewers. It may appear a stupid joke, but the toilet jumper has no natural predator, and the scenery seems to go in dramatic.